Hey, what's going on, guys? Today, I'm talking about how one small circle could literally change your entire life. Listen up. Circle of influence. Have you ever heard of that term before? How about this one? You are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Those are the people who you call your circle of influence. You know, I heard this term the other day and it really hit me. And I really started to think about, man, who was in my circle? You know, as we are in the new year, everybody is all about change. I want to change myself personally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, etc. And it really kind of comes down to who are those 5 people that are in that circle. Now, being a doctor, when I see a circle like this, for some reason my mind automatically shifts and thinks about these being cells of the body. You know, your body is made up of 37.2 trillion cells. Isn't that incredible? Your body is trillions and trillions and trillions of cells functioning all at the same time to produce you. You know, parts of the body are breaking down, parts of the body are in repair. So when I heard that, hey, you know what? You are the average of those 5 people that make up your life, that influence your life. I started to think about these cells and kind of how it all related. And I kind of said, you know, if my life was a big cell, if everything that I was doing was one of these cells, how do I go about inflicting or changing who I am to be a better person? You know, when I look at a cell, the first thing that really kind of pops out to me is how do things get in and out of the cell? You know, in the whole exercise physiology, you know, anatomy world, the cell has this thing on the outside here called a membrane, okay? Now, this membrane, I'm going to try to draw here. This membrane is actually what they call, I'm going to draw 2 big lines up here, a double phospholipid membrane. And you're probably like, whoa, Bo, that's too much science. It is, but just kind of hang with me for a second and understand this. Now, what is double? 2, right? The 2 things make up this right here, and it's called a lipid layer. So it kind of has like this big old head looking thing and a tail that sticks here, and another one that comes here and here. Now, why is this important? Now, just hold on with me for just a second. So you're made up of all of these double phospholipid layers, and they do 2 things. First off, the outside layer is made to repel things, right? So if something that comes into your body that's not good, it's supposed to repel it. And on the inside layer, it's supposed to provide structure for the entire cell. Whoa, sorry, that thing about fell over there. Now, think about this for a second. Well, how do things get into the cell? How do we allow things into our body? Well, there's different channels that things can come in. So there's big open channels here that are allowed to take in and to absorb things. So much like things in our life, the people that we take in, the food that we take in, the circumstances that we take in should have to pass through a channel like this. Now, why would you want to take in something? Well, for a couple of reasons. The first thing is because we want to create change within the body. Or we want whatever that thing is on the outside, that food, that energy, that persuasion, to allow to come into our lives. Now, I really want to talk a little bit more about anatomy here. So we have this lipid layer here. That's what this thing is all made up of right here. But as things move down and into the cell, where does it go? Well, first off, it goes to what they call organelles, okay? Now you have all of these little different things that are into the cell, right? They do different things. Some of them break down food, other ones produce energy, etc. But the whole purpose of all of these things, these organelles, is to feed one thing called the nucleus. So that's this big thing in the middle here. Well, we're going to draw it in here, and that's called the nucleus. Now this was kind of significant to me when I was thinking about this, because why? The nucleus is the only place in the cell that actually has the power to change the genetic code of that cell. Think about that for a second. You personally have people that come into your lives. Some of them we repel, some of them we accept. But it gives us the ability to take what they're saying in and around our lives and to digest it in different ways. You know, maybe you want to learn a new trade from somebody. So you bring that person into your life so they can teach you, so you can understand what's going on. Perhaps it's somebody that, you know, a business that you're running, or you want to start working out and getting more fit, right? So you start hanging around more of those, you know, types of people so they can influence your life. But here's the thing. Only you, the nucleus of that cell, has the innate ability to create the change. See, there's a big thing in medicine right now called epigenetics, right? People used to think, oh, you know, I was born this way, this is the way it's always been, this is my grandfather has, you know, if I had diabetes or they've had heart disease, it's never going to change. I'm going to have the same thing. Well, they're finding that only, you know, about 20% of, you know, your genetics actually plays a role in what's expressed. So they call it your epigenetics, which means it sits on top, it influences your genes. What does that mean? That means that the environment that you are personally in right now, are you in a good environment, a healthy environment, a toxic environment, an environment at work that's not good for you, an environment at home that's not good for you? Maybe what epigenetics is telling us is those things influence our life, they influence who we are, right? So if you're allowing things to come into your body that's not healthy, things that are not good for you, that is going to digest differently in your body. It's going to manifest differently in your body and has the potential to change the nucleus of who you are. Wow, is that not incredible? When I was really thinking about this, it really just hit me, you know? It said, you know, who am I allowing into my cell, into my, you know, my circle of people, a circle of influence? And what am I taking from each of those people? And also, what am I giving off to some of those people? You know, am I giving good energy out to other people that are in and around my world? You know, am I taking and being around people that are making me happy and healthy? You know, am I working out and being, you know, making a better life for myself? Am I getting stronger? Is my body doing all of the right things to influence the nucleus, to influence me to live a better and healthier life? You know, back to that thing about epigenetics. 25% is genetic based, 75% now with science is showing us that 75% of what we allow in, 75% of what we do in our life will actually be broken down, will go into the cell, and will actually have the ability to change the genetic code. Isn't that incredible? We can change who we want to be, right? We can change physically what we want to look like. We can change mentally, spiritually, who we are today and shift into the person that we want to be more like. You know, 2016 is here. We are at a point where people are searching and wanting to change themselves. But guys, it all starts within. It all starts by us looking around and saying, hey, who are the people that I'm hanging out with? Maybe this is the year that I need to change those groups that I'm with. Maybe this is the year that I need to change the foods that I'm eating, the activities that I'm doing, because they have too much influence into my life, and that's not what I want to be for the rest of my life. You know, I will say this in closing. Our lives are a bunch of cells, but our cells have structure, right? And what is that structure? As I draw more circles, there's thousands, trillions of cells that are butted up against something, and that gives structure to something. Maybe this cell is meant to be a heart cell. Maybe this cell is meant to be part of your nervous system. Or maybe it's supposed to be a muscle cell in your biceps. You know, who are the people that you're, number one, hanging out with? But number two, what structure, what environment are your cells hanging out with? You know, for some people, that is being in a great community where they live. Other people, that could be, you know, going to a church or going somewhere where they can worship. You know, here being a chiropractor, I hope that if you're watching this and you're a patient of mine, you come to my office because I am part of this structure to influence you to be a better person and to live a more higher, elevated life and lifestyle. Thank you guys. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you guys were okay with my bad drawings and everything here. If you like this video, please like it. You know, share it. Add a comment below. And I look forward to talking to you guys later. Have an amazing day.